Maybe you spoke about where we need to look, whether it's the West or our region itself. But how would you really look at the threats and the kind of security issues that we face, whether it's maritime or regional security, especially when we work with our regional superpowers?
Well, if you look at maritime security, it need not be a direct threat to the country, but if maritime security is not ensured, it has an impact on Sri Lanka. 22, 23, 24, especially 23, 24, following the outbreak of the war in Gaza, the Houthi rebels undertook attacks on the Red Sea, the shipping lines in the Red Sea, resulted in many shipping companies diverting their ships away from the Suez Canal, around the Cape of Good Hope. Initially, Sri Lanka had a bit of a boost in the volume that went through its ports, but then it has since now tailed off. Companies are finding it more expensive. Companies are moving elsewhere to other ports. Now that's an issue that impacted us, and it resulted from a security concern. On that occasion, the US, it was I think UK, several other European countries, Australia, they formed a very loosely knitted together coalition, a naval coalition, to deal with the problems. Sri Lanka entered it purely on a logistical basis, but it was more a sign that we're ready to play a role.
Okay.
Unfortunately, India did not get involved in that. India decided that they're going to play take their own precautions in terms of securing the shipping lines. Now that shows that it was a reactionary step taken by the global community, which hit the global economy. So securing our maritime national security or maritime security has to be one of the priorities for Sri Lanka if they want to be a regional player. I mean, for the last decade to 15 years, we have been having the Colombo Security Conclave, the Core Dialogue. These are all issues, these are all forums that have been designed at bringing in a bit of a regional level of discussion on how we can boost maritime security. That means that we have to look at integrating with the region. We can't be afraid to open our borders to other countries, because a regional integration means that we also have the regional protection, which right now, unfortunately for the Indian Ocean, which then leads on to Sri Lanka, it doesn't exist. India is the net security provider, but the onus cannot be solely on India. They have to be supported by countries and the littoral states in the region. If that is not forthcoming, we're going to see a continuation of these issues that we have seen in the Red Sea. Piracy is another issue that has always been there, which is not being properly addressed. There has never been a discussion or a focused policy that has looked to address this concern, which, as I said, it has impacts on countries such as Sri Lanka and the rest of the region. But it requires a regional approach.